Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, where everything you are about to hear and see has been done in one take. I am your host, the One Take Man. Over this past month on Tumblr, I've been doing the Game of Thrones 30 Days Challenge, which involves posting something Game of Thrones related every day for 30 days. Pretty obvious. I still find this show pretty interesting, despite of how it ended, and in keeping with that tradition, I now want to give you my top 10 Game of Thrones characters. Starting with number 10, the High Sparrow. He pretty much dominated the King's Landing storyline ever since he, almost ever since he first came up in the, from Season 5 through Season 6, marking one of the most tumultuous aspects of that part of the world. He was cool, he was cunning, he was collected. He managed to, through pure strength of character and of faith, managed to make a very long-lasting impression that sparked a lot of loyalty from those around him, and I can't help but admire that. At number 9, Tyrion Lannister. Tyrion would have been a lot higher on this list if it weren't for the last 3 seasons. But regardless, he still makes it because he is overall averaged out. He is still a very cunning and shrewd politician and manipulator, and he has some of the best lines in the entire show. A lot of personality, a great backstory, and Peter Dinklage is still the breakout star of this show. Even in this star-studded cast, even though there was not one single child actor that was in any way bad, which is honestly very much surprising. Speaking of the younger cast, at number 8 I got Robb Stark, who was pretty much the typical default fantasy hero. A very evocative character, a very engaging character for his time at least, and his demise is actually probably one of the best and most well done demises in the history of fiction. It's precisely because it shows how cruel the world actually is, and how ineffective being a typical fantasy hero actually is. At number 7 I have Oberyn Martell. A lot of that also comes from the actor and the amount of charisma and likability Pedro Pascal simply oozes. However, as Oberyn, he also has an ice-cold ferocity and cunning. He knows how to draw your attention to him, and therefore he is a very engaging character. The best character who only shows up for one season, actually. At number 6, I have Varys. Everyone calls him Lord Varys, despite him not actually being a lord. So that pretty much goes to show that he belongs in the upper echelons of this society. Regardless, he doesn't really allow that adulation to cloud his judgment. He understands what his role in the world is and how to best operate within it, and that makes him a very interesting, very engaging, very mesmerizing figure. One whose antics and actions I was always looking forward to decrypting. At number 5, I got Tywin Lannister. He is he exudes strength, confidence, and sheer menace. He has a steeled resolve, a focused mind, and a cool intellect. The very drive to power in this world come to life. But still, he was very engaging and had a great backstory. I very much enjoyed him being a part of it, a part of the world. At number 4, the exact opposite of Tywin Lannister, Sansa Stark. She started out in a comparatively impoverished position. However, she manages to gain wisdom. Through her wisdom, she managed to gain loyalty, and from her wisdom, she managed to gain the loyalty of others. And she was able to use that in order to become one of the most important characters in the show by the end of it. And she also has pretty much the best character arc of the show. At number 3, I got Sandor Clegane, the ultimate tragic tale of a simple man in a complex situation, complex world. He refused the knighthood because he recognizes that because his vicious and sadistic brother can have one, they are pretty much just for show. He understands how shallow his world actually is, and he manages to adjust to it very well. For that reason, I think he is curiously pretty good at being a mentor / father figure. Whatever. At number 2, Peter Baelish. He was the number 1 for me for a long time, and I have to admit a lot of that stems pretty much from finding him very relatable. I relate to his struggles, and I relate to the ways he fights his battles, how he manipulates people into doing his bidding. I was very much entranced by him and I would also add by the performance. And and I also have to commend him for having the most spectacular political ascension throughout the world, within the world, so to speak. And at number 1, Olenna Tyrell. What really set Olenna and Peter apart was ultimately their death scene, because when Peter died, he pretty much lost everything, because he didn't have anything that really grounded him in the same way she did. Even though she lost everything by all accounts, she still kept it all together. She still realized that she has her own inherent worth and her own inherent abilities and strengths, and that came to life in her last moments. And what can I say? It just goes to show that there is a lot of life in this old woman who can pretty much match everyone else on this list in a verbal sparring match, and who is ultimately very charismatic and very engaging as a public figure. So yeah, that's why she's my number 1. I hope you enjoyed this video. Not much of a video, I have to admit. However, I hope you like it, and if you like it. If you have anything you would like to add, put it in the comments. If you would like to tell me what your top 10 characters are, you have the comment section for that, or you can make a response video. Those are very much still a thing. If you like this video, go ahead and like it. If you want to see when my next video comes out, you can go ahead and subscribe. And ideally also ring the bell. And as I said a bit before, thank you very much for your attention, and until next time, I have been the One Take Man.